That is Arlo Parks here on 98.5 WNUW Aston. That's right, you're listening to 98.5 WNUW. Are you interested in video games and video game soundtracks? Then join Doug and Eli on Late Night Vibes with Doug and Eli. They listen to popular video game soundtracks and talk about the stories, characters, and more. Join them every Saturday at 8 p.m. on 98.5 WNUW. Don't go anywhere, folks, because coming up next, we got the Kickoff with Owen and Luigi. Punk song by CFCF here on 98.5 WNUW. I have a feeling I just put you on to your new favorite band. That's right, those guys are pretty good. Found them recently. They make a whole lot of music. Not all of it sounds like that. Not all of it sounds like punk song. But, I do like that alternative new age pop sound. A lot of people are trying to do the hyper pop thing right now with all the crazy digicore beats, and not enough people are trying to implement that into alternative music. One of them is Jane Remover, who I really like, obviously. But that was Punk Song by CFCF. Thanks for tuning into the Kickoff, folks. The time is 3:04, about to be 3:05 here on 98.5 WNUW. My name is Owen. I'm in the studio with Luigi. We're about to talk some soccer. But first, Luigi, how was your weekend, my friend?
On a personal level, it was really good. On a soccer level, very poor.
Very poor.
Very poor.
Did you get a chance to watch some soccer this weekend, or were you too busy for it?
Yes, I watched a whole lot of Prem, a lot of Serie A, Bundesliga, a little bit of Liga, but yeah, I watched a little bit of everything.
We're excited to get into it as on this show. As you know, we talk about not just the Premier League, but also some Serie A. If we have some Bundesliga news, we can get into that as well later on. But we are definitely going to be talking about Champions League too, because next Tuesday and next Wednesday we're going to have or is it just Tuesday?
I think it's not. I don't think it's next week. I think it's the following week. Let me check.
It's the following week? I thought it was the 28th.
Oh yeah. Next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, so next Tuesday we're gonna have the next stage of Champions League, maybe semis. So that's gonna be exciting. But
so
first,
some predictions there. Yeah.
First, over the weekend there was a whole lot of Premier League action. Some developing storylines are unfolding just as we said they would. We're not going to waste any time. We're getting right to it. That's right. Arsenal travel to the Etihad, and they lose. They lose to Manchester City. One of the key takeaways from this game is that Erling Haaland once again defeats Gabriel. That is a very nasty duel between those two every time they go up against each other. I remember one time, can't remember if it was last season or the season before, they were playing.
Where Haaland threw the ball
game was
at his
tied,
head.
And somebody scored late, and Haaland literally took the ball and just
threw it at the back of his head.
Bro,
yeah.
I saw that live, and I lost it, man.
Yeah,
that was so funny. I can't remember the last time I laughed at something like naturally in a soccer game like that hard. It was very good. But he does it again. He scored. It ended up being the winner, and he was fending off Gabriel on that goal. It was a tough goal.
Yeah.
And City beat Arsenal 2-1, and they move within 3 points.
And if they win their
Arsenal.
next game, it goes to a tiebreak. And I don't know if the Prem has it where if both teams are tied on the last day.
If it's goal differential, right now Arsenal has them by 1.
Actually, I thought Man City, if they won their game, they go into first.
Yeah, well they'll be tied on points because it'll be 77. Well, that's just if it happens right now. We still have another week, don't we? Yeah. So that's pretty fun. Ryan Cherky scored the first goal in that one. Kai Havertz answered just 2 minutes later, but it was not enough from the Gunners. Luigi, you and I predicted a fall off. Now, last week, they lost to Bournemouth as well, and the weekend before that, they were knocked out of their domestic. So, are we seeing the end of Arsenal this season?
Well, I hate to be like that, but I'm pretty sure we are. I am pretty sure we are. Listen, I don't know what this team has to do to just make it over the hump, but it's every year. 2022-23, they had it, and then they choked it. 2023-24 won 18 of 20 games, didn't win it. This year, you're literally at the top of the league for 95% of the season. And granted, their last 5 games are fairly easy. In this stretch, that ever since that City loss in the Carabao Cup final, they've been poor. They've lost 4 games. I think they've only won 1 and drawn 1. Plus, I think another problem with theirs is just they have a lack of creativity. in the game, I only think they really created like 2 chances because the goal they had was off of a Donnarumma error. And, besides the one chance that Kai Havertz had that Odegaard played him through and the Eze post, I don't remember Arsenal in that game being like, decisive. Because Madueke, with all due respect, bad signing. It's just going to show that 56 million for a bench warmer, just not worth it. And he cannot live up to the fill. He cannot fill in the shoes for Saka. At that point, he might as well have just started Max Dowman. But
Dowman is at least confident when he's taking guys on. Madueke kind of had that problem at Chelsea when he first got there. He wasn't confident enough on the ball, and then he had a 3 or 4 game stretch where he was really confident on the ball, and he looked really good.
Remember, he had a game against Wolves in which he had a hat trick.
The Wolves game was right in the middle of that stretch, and he was like, it was like saying stuff about Wolverhampton online.
He's like
about
how he doesn't like this place and whatever. And I'm pretty sure
he said like nothing goes on there or something. There's nothing to do.
Yeah.
But he's not the guy. He's not the guy. They spent big money on him. That was good for Chelsea. That was a great exchange. Fortunately, what have we done with that money? Absolutely nothing. We've done nothing, Luigi. We had Man United at home this Saturday, and we lost 1-0. The goal coming from none other than Mateus Cunha. Chelsea, we had 20 shots on the day, and only one of them was on target. Literally only one was on target.
Yeah.
Really poor stuff from the Chelsea lineup.
My team, a quick side note, my team at the weekend had 0 shots on target. I will say you guys were fairly unlucky because I'm pretty sure you hit the bar twice during the game.
Yeah, we did.
And to be honest with you,
a couple times.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, who really stood out to me in this game? Jarell Hato. I know people were criticizing.
He's finally healthy.
I think genuinely, if he gets a lot of continuity, he keeps playing a lot. I think he generally has a good basis of actually being a competent Chelsea center back.
Isn't that wild that we're saying that? We're just looking for somebody that could play the game.
Yeah,
that's how bad it's been back there.
I mean, listen, he's a makeshift. He can, if Cucurella, because as a reason when Cucurella wasn't playing, he was playing in that left back role. And even that center back role, he was looking quite confident, was, actually doing better than the likes of Chalobah, Fofana,
all of them.
Colville. But
we just extended, by the way. And
yeah, there are some talks, yeah.
I'm not happy. Well, I thought that was I thought that was a confirmation post.
No, it's in talks, yeah.
Gosh, please, no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a poor game. We had more of the possession, more of the passing. We definitely controlled it. And as you mentioned, we did strike woodwork. It's good to see Palmer out there. But, I mean...
He's just lacking. I don't know what it is because it's that injury that he got at the beginning of the season. It's just completely zapped him. He has generally looks like he has the legs of a 32-year-old if you flipped his age around.
Yeah, we're going through a very rough stretch right now. Players don't look as animated as they were, and we're not finding the goal. We went through something similar before too. We did this last year. We did this year before. Every time it comes down to it, and you're supposed to play the most important football games of the season. Unfortunately, Chelsea starts to drop the ball. I'm sorry, is stuff getting in here? It's getting added in here literally live. It's literally getting added in live. Music is formulating. It's populating the system as we speak. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and
one well-oiled machine.
And the bad thing with Chelsea is with that result, now you're in 6th right now, 7 points behind 5th place Liverpool for the last UCL spot. But you got to be careful for teams in 12th who are Fulham. Heck, I'd even go down as 14th. Newcastle have 42 points. Between 6th and 14th spot, it's only a 6-point gap. So, I'm not saying they'll finish all the way down there, but, if they don't pick up some form, they won't even hear the Europa League anthem. Because, Brentford...
We probably won't.
Brentford and Bournemouth are on tied points with you guys, with Brighton, Everton, 1 point behind, and then Sunderland 2, Fulham 3, Crystal Palace, now that they're tying 5, and then Newcastle 6. Yeah. It's not the best of situations. But this weekend there was also the Merseyside derby between Everton and Liverpool, and the players that I have criticized a lot throughout the season.
Beat me to it. That's the next one on the agenda. Go ahead. No, keep talking about it.
came up clutch. Cody Gakpo. I mean, granted, Dwight McNeil, made a little error with the back pass trying to get his player.
Yeah.
But again, Cody Gakpo played a incredible through ball to Salah. Salah scored the goal, 1-0. Then Beto had probably the worst shot I've ever seen from a one-on-one.
Just getting on the end of a cross. He was just doing his job.
Then Beto went and scored. And
I thought that's what I thought you were talking about. Okay, no.
There was a chance.
Bro, yes, now I know what you
Yeah,
he did have a terrible shot when he was in one-on-one. It almost went out for a corner.
Yeah, no, it went out for a throw-in, which was like, I'm like, dang.
Or
dude.
no, I'm sorry. My brain. It almost went out for a throw. It was still a 6. It almost went out for a throw. Yeah. That's what almost went out for a corner. What am I saying? That they would have to go off the other guy. Yeah, no. Beto was in on goal and struck it, and it went so far wide that it literally almost went out for a throw. It was terrible.
And then when you thought all hope, when I'm pretty sure all Liverpool fans, all hope was lost, Szoboszlai plays in a cross for Van Dijk, and Van Dijk heads it home, and then I think the 100th minute basically, and wins Liverpool the game, which almost qualifies them for Champions League. But there was a really great game this week. Aston Villa 4, Sunderland 3.
Sunderland 3, yeah. Yeah, that was a really, really good game. Back and forth in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Back and forth in that one. And I was thinking that Ollie Watkins was going to get. Is he on that England squad?
I don't think, but
because he's not great this year, but he played unbelievable this game.
He's slowly picking up some form because even in Europa League, I think he had a brace against Bologna as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now, I think we were all thinking the same thing, that if he can, in this tail end of the season, get some good form, we could see him on that World Cup train in United States this summer. We could see him there. I don't doubt he'll play many minutes because obviously Harry Kane is going to be the number one.
Right.
But one person I will tell you who definitely will not make the England squad is Jadon Sancho. Very poor. He came on and basically gifted Sunderland the game. He had a very bad pass, and, they went and got it. Emi Martinez, flashbacks of the World Cup on the 3-3 score, one-on-one, made a crucial save, which then led Aston Villa to get the game winner with Tammy Abraham, who, I'm kind of happy to see him succeed after all the injuries that he went through.
Yeah, Chelsea dished him off way too soon.
Yeah,
way too soon.
But
it was I think a bad timing move with Tammy Abraham.
Yeah,
I think he got to the club at just the wrong. He broke through to the first team just the wrong time.
He had a really good season too, but then you guys preferred other players like Havertz, Werner, and then signing Lukaku, which again, I think. Maybe in hindsight wasn't the greatest of moves, but it is what it is. But then I feel like the main talking point, Tottenham 2, Brighton 2. What a heartbreak. I got a couple Tottenham fans, and I had watched the second half of this game.
Yeah, you were forced into it.
Well, I wasn't really forced. I was just watching it. I was like, maybe I could bring them some good luck. Hopefully they can get a win because my team lost. So I was like, maybe try and bring some good luck to them. Xavi Simons scores a banger of a goal. I'll skip to the second half because, this is where, it really got interesting.
Right.
Xavi Simons scores a banger of a goal.
Make it 2-1.
Makes it 2-1 to take his shirt off.
Yeah.
Immediate
yellow.
When will the Tottenham players learn on a 1-goal lead, unless it's 0-0, 1-0, the 96th minute, to not take their shirt off? That does not bring any good luck. We've seen it with Richarlison in the past. And now with Xavi Simons, with 75 minutes passed, with only 15 minutes left. They were defending quite well, too. Danzo made a little bit of an error. And Brighton scored at, the 90-plus 5th minute.
95th minute.
95th minute.
The man, the myth, the legend, Jorginho Ruter.
Yep.
I used him in EAFC this year, and, man, screw EA. FIFA. I used it in FIFA this year, and his card was absolutely unbelievable. Great stuff. 5-star. Put him through the evolutions. Get him finesse shot. Get him incisive. This guy is unbelievable. I love Jorginho Ruter. Still stuck in Brighton, though. You know what I mean? He's been there for a little while. He's been marinating for a little while.
Yeah.
I thought a bigger club would have poached him by now.
Know how Brighton is. They like to keep their players for 2-3 seasons, and then some team will definitely pick him up for like 60, 70 million. And
Something
then
like that. Yeah.
That's just how the Brighton model works.
They are RD. That's where he's from. RD. He's from Brighton. They have a lot of great players that come out of that team and make their way onto other top 4, top 6 teams, other teams around the world, really. Brighton's a factory, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we covered the big ones. Bournemouth did win at Newcastle. We said Brentford and Fulham tied. Leeds 3-0'd Wolves. Wolves just having probably one of the worst seasons in their club's history as far as being in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest are still climbing further ahead of Tottenham as they smash Burnley 4-1 at home.
I need to tell you something about this. This is so funny.
Yeah, what's up?
In the summer 2025, Morgan Gibbs White was linked with Tottenham Hotspur, okay?
Yeah.
There was the here we go by Fabrizio Romano, but then the owner of Nottingham shut the whole deal down. At the weekend here, Nottingham have put themselves, I think, 3 points. They have put themselves 5 points clear of the relegation drop.
Yeah.
Morgan Gibbs White scored a hat trick.
Yep. Big game, and it that move to hang on to MGW, it proves that he's a big game player and that they wanted to keep him there because sending him off to Tottenham would not be doing him justice. He's going to rot away and get relegated to the second division. So all these memes about all these new clubs coming up and like going to Tottenham Stadium and being like, oh, wow, that's like, I keep seeing them.
£100.
Yeah. So it's a very expensive stadium. We have Crystal Palace at home against West Ham. It's going on right now. We're entering the 20th minute. Not too much going on there yet. Still 0-0. We have Brighton Chelsea tomorrow at 3 p.m. No point in watching that. We'll lose. Burnley has to take on Man City. City's going to be bringing their all. They need this game more than anybody else. Bournemouth should have an easy one against Leeds. Sunderland, same deal with Nottingham Forest. As much as Nottingham needs it, I think that Sunderland are feeling good right now. Fulham and Aston Villa should be a tight one on Saturday, followed by West Ham and Everton. And then Wolves is going to be home against Tottenham. This is the one we've all been waiting for. Mm-hmm. The worst team in the Premier League playing against Wolves. Now, this is going to be pivotal for
Tottenham,
because if they lose this,
it's all but wraps.
Basically confirms
it's all but wraps.
That's that.
Mm-hmm.
So back against the wall, we're going to have to see if this wild animal can strike and defend itself. The Hotspur. Liverpool has an easy one with Palace at home. Coming into Anfield and winning is one of the hardest things you can do in sports. Arsenal playing Newcastle. Newcastle, come on. Give them heck. Come on, Newcastle. Again, that's Saturday. That's at 12:30. And then on Monday, April 27th, finishing off match week number 34, it is Man United home against Brentford. That's going to be
a good
important game.
Don't be surprised.
Both of those clubs. Yep.
Don't be surprised if Man United. I could see this as a draw. I could see it in every sort of resort happening because Brentford isn't the team to slouch at.
Biggest takeaways from this weekend: Arsenal, full bottle mode. Keep doing your thing. We predicted it. No, not just us. Everybody predicted it. Everybody saw it last year, the year before, blah, blah, blah. So we're all on board with it. Keep doing your thing because Chelsea are under some terrible ownership. Some of the worst in the soccer world. Some of the worst in the sports world. It's like, how do you take a legendary club and just destroy them?
Destroy it.
Yeah, that's what happened to Chelsea.
Well, look on the bright side. At least Chelsea B's in the semifinals of the Conference League.
Yeah, hooray. Yeah. Look, Man United are experiencing a rebirth this season. We need something like that next season, and we need it bad.
You just need, I wowould say a squad overhaul. Get rid of a couple players. It depends on who will take them, but it's with all due respect to, the players that you – I think every player you signed this summer but Hato I'd get rid of. Obviously Garnacho, Delap, Bino Giddens, I'd get rid of them. The goalkeepers, get rid of them.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I don't know how you feel on Pedro Neto, if you'd get rid of him or not, because he's a hit or miss kind of player.
He brings energy. We need that.
I would recall Nicholas Jackson just to have as a backup for Joao Pedro, because let's be real here, Jackson clears the lap, which really shows. It really says a lot.
I can't believe the lap is this bad. He looked so good at Ipswich.
I just
I
think
wanted him on the team pretty bad, and this is unfortunate that this is the situation that is unraveled.
I just think with players like Delap, it's they're good in bad teams, but once they get that
Bro,
that
we are
jump
bad.
to a that jump to a bigger club
We
with
are
like
bad.
higher expectations, they tend to flop.
We struggle to score goals. That's what Ipswich did. They struggled to score goals until, he wanted to lock in, and then he would score some goals for him. We struggle to score goals. We need somebody up there that can finish. But that's neither here nor there. Some other big takeaways from the weekend: Tottenham are in prime
Relegation.
form to get relegated, and City. Keep an eye on City.
Man City, yeah.
When we come back, we are going to talk about Serie A and Bundesliga, some underrated players in these two underrated leagues. Don't go anywhere, though, because in the meantime, putting you on some new music. This one's called Inertia by Flat Wounds. Check these guys out. Restless by Untitled here on 98.5 WNUW. You're listening to The Kickoff. We left you talking about some Premier League action. Hold on a second. Chappelle, he's back, just like that. Woo, magic. I want to leave the Premier League where it's at and move to some Bundesliga because something happened over the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was that, Senor Luigi?
Bayern Munich, for the 35th time in their history, have clinched the Bundesliga title.
And a 4-2 win against Stuttgart. We had goals from Rafael Guerriero, Nicolas Jackson. Please stay there. Do not come home. Alphonso Davies and Harry Kane. Harry Kane's goal ended up being number 32.
Yep.
And how many away is he from the Lewandowski record?
9.
9. Fitting number for the number 9. Bayern clinched. At the head of the ship is the British striker known as Harry Kane. And that's a celebration he likes to do. Is he making a case for Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, I think him and Elise are definitely the front runners.
Oh, the front runners. Oh.
I mean, at the beginning of the season, I honestly thought Mbappe would have won, but that's just not going to happen. Yeah, I would say
too many red cards for Madrid.
Yeah. Then between Kane has the goal scoring numbers, and Elise has like the same thing plus assists, and they're both very crucial to this Bayern team. Yeah, I think Harry Kane, as of right now, probably has the higher probability of winning the Ballon d'Or, just because I guess he's the main man on the team. I would say at least.
Yeah.
And he's really pushing. This season, he's been scoring in the bigger games and not missing a lot of chances, because that was one criticism of his career, that when it came to the big matches, he wouldn't show up or wouldn't score in them. And this season, showing that in both fixtures against Real, he scored home and away. So
Harry Kane absolutely showing his stuff. One of the best finishers to suit up for the England national team. Does the England squad, with him at the helm, realistically have a chance to go far in this upcoming World Cup? Because, this is veteran leadership. He may not be able to make it to another one. After this one, it could be the final hoorah. You never know. And they have a lot of talent in other positions. Absolutely stacked at the cam/winger position right now, England are. I mean, they got a lot going on there. They got a lot of players they can move into the middle or kind of start to move them up to the wing to support Kane. Yeah. So, do you think that with Kane's Ballon d'Or level playing and fortunate timing to get all of these great young players on the squad at once, because it's not every generation that you get talented players like this coming through. Look at the U.S., for example. We had to go through years of turmoil before we found a team that we're now kind of excited about. And even still, bro, come on. But do you think that England has what it takes to make a mark on this World Cup?
Yes, they definitely do. Like you had said, they have a deep roster from the defense to the midfield to the attack. Do I think they'll win the World Cup? Probably not, because England will probably find a way to bottle it, just like they did back-to-back Euros and the one quarterfinal against France in the 2022 World Cup. But, again, if they were to win it, it wouldn't surprise me because, again, they have a crazy talent pool with players like Bellingham, like Saka, like Palmer. You know, they also got, like, Guehi, Trafford, Pickford, like, you know, Stones, Reece James, if available. You know, they got a really deep roster, and you know, if everything goes good together, because they have a great manager in Tuchel, they could easily make a deep run. Heck, I could see them I could see them going to the final, but I say a realistic is a semifinal.
Keep an eye on England in this next one. Formerly our rivals before we took back our independence. I'll just leave that there where it's at. I won't comment on whether we're still independent or if we actually are now from anybody. But moving from the Bundesliga to the Serie A, we shift our sights away from Eddie Kane and Bayern Munich and onto Fiorentina, who are right now up 1-0. In the last 4 games, they have 3 wins. And that is very important because they've been able to kind of drag themselves out of that relegation area. Lecce, on the other hand, the team that they are beating 1-0, is still just below that threshold. Cremonese right above them with 28 points, but it's Lecce with 27 and 4 losses in their last 5. They're going to need something, at least a draw at home today against Fiorentina as that game is getting ready to head to the half. Remember, we talked about Serie A before international break and during, and we were saying Milan could make a move. And now we look, and since Milan has gone loss, win, and while Inter has gone win, win, they picked up their form again. So do you think the Inter is just going to be the Serie A champion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
it looks that way.
It was kind of not like evident, but you know, it's been like I've had this impression since like January that Inter was gonna win, and in Italy they do have the best overall squad. You know, they won 3-0 at the weekend or on last Friday, but you know, they have a deep squad, deep attack, deep midfield. They have good defenders. The goalkeeper, like Sommer, has been criticized heavily, but you know, it is what it is. And, you know, sadly, my team, we made it -7. We went to second, and then since then we've drawn and lost, which, you know, if you allow me, can I go on a rant about this game?
What, the Napoli game you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, man, go right ahead. I mean,
at the weekend,
your rant against Italy was legendary, so now you pretty much have free reign. You got the green light, brother.
Yeah. At the weekend, we played against Lazio, and we lost 2-0 at home. Now, it's not just the result that's damning, because, you know, now we're pushed back into like this UCL race because Milan tied us on points at 66 as they won at the weekend, and Juventus won, which means they're -3. Granted, Como did lose, so they're still -8 alongside Roma. But, you know, these games you need to win. And against Lazio literally had us by the ear, attacking every single thing. And the problem that I say, I'm going to be the first Napoli fan to say this. I want Antonio Conte sacked or he has to resign.
Ooh.
Because he does not know how to read the game. Like, we're trying to fit in 4 midfielders into our lineup with De Bruyne, Anguissa, McTominay, and Lobotka. It doesn't work. You experimented this the last game. It didn't work. You experimented the game prior. It doesn't work. Change. Like, we have this one guy named Alisson Santos who is probably the only guy that can create something for us, and he refuses to start him, and then he'll play him for like a half hour, 45 minutes. Have him start because we're lacking someone creative. Like De Bruyne, with all due respect, did really great midfielder, probably second best behind Modric and some other people of our generation, like 2016 onwards, okay?
Yeah.
But he is terrible. He couldn't stop a ball. He couldn't play a through ball. He shot a ball that literally went into the stands, and that says a lot because we have a really wide field.
Yeah.
And my problem with Conte is you're a defensive-minded coach, and every game we get scored on. Like, how does that make sense?
Yeah.
You play this 3-at-the-back system, we play 3-4-2-1, which is basically a 5-back, and we're still letting up so much. How does that make sense? Like, if you're playing with 3 to 5 defenders, we shouldn't be getting this many goals scored on us. It's ridiculous. Like, I hope on everything he leaves at the end of the season and we get someone else, because this is bad. He has no knowledge of how to read the game. Like, I don't understand what is there continue with him. We spent $200 million in the transfer market. Granted, we made $200 million, so at least it balances out. But we spent $200 million. We didn't even make it past the league phase of the Champions League. We were 30th out of 36 teams. We were embarrassed by teams like PSV, who also didn't even make it out of the group stage, losing 6-2. Other embarrassing results couldn't beat Parma twice during this season.
Yeah, he did say that. He said, maybe he wasn't good at perceiving, the word he used was malaise. He wasn't that good at perceiving this poor form, this bad feeling that Napoli had, that they, started to develop after losing to Parma again. It says maybe he didn't give the right motivations to the players. I'm reading a quote from him. So, I mean, he definitely acknowledges that they played poor this weekend, but they played poorly against Parma as well.
Like, this game just evidenced everything. And the problem is, it's like Lazio, with all due respect to Lazio, they've been a really good team over the last, 10 years, okay?
Yeah.
They've always been in the Europa League
Usually
team.
a top 6 team in Italy.
Exactly, yeah. But this season, they're not good. They're like 9th in the table.
I think they're 7 or 8 right now.
They're 9th.
They are 9th in the table.
They're 9th in the table. So it's one of their worser seasons.
Right. One
And
of their not so good.
they literally wiped the floor with us. We did. If you look at the stats, we did not register a single shot on target for 95 minutes. For 95 minutes, we did not register a single shot on target.
That's what it feels like being a Chelsea fan sometimes. Yeah.
And the thing is, it was just cross the ball, hope that something happens. But there's no game. And I'm telling you, there's 5 games left of the season, and our next game is Friday against Cremonese. I'm not even confident we win that with how bad we play. Realistically, on paper, our last 5 games are Cremonese at home, Como away,
Oof.
Bologna at home, Pisa away, and Udinese at home.
Okay, so fairly favorable.
Fairly favorable.
The Como game will be tough because anybody that has to go to Como and play, it's a tall task, but that's fairly reasonable. You guys should get some results there.
Realistically speaking, you should win 4 out of 5 games.
Yeah.
How we're playing recently, I'm not convinced we can win 2 of these games. We have the ball in our court. I understand we had all those injuries in the season, okay? But injuries is not that much of an excuse when you had your entire team healthy and you still got scored by 6 goals to PSV, who didn't qualify. When you're drawing 2-2 to Verona, granted some refereeing, cooked us. But still, there's a lot of games in which I'm looking at and I'm like, there was no excuse that you you drop points in certain games. But, we're in this, we're in this ball here. So, it's a saying in Italian. It makes more sense like that. But, final take on this. Conte, go back to Juventus. Go back to your favorite team because I do not want you here. Really hope you see this. That's all I can say to him.
The message is loud and clear here in the studio in 98.5. We're repping Napoli, but we're not necessarily repping Antonio Conte. We need this squad to get some sort of burst of energy, some sort of go get 'em. Chelsea's looking for the same thing, really. I mean, we had a little bit of it with Enzo, but as soon as things soured, they sacked him because that's what poor
management,
not management, but owners. That's what poor ownership does. They don't look at the whole picture. You know what I mean? It's frustrating because he was winning before that, but what can you do? In other Serie A news, it looks like Jonathan Klinsmann is. I'm going to make sure that there's a relation to Jurgen Klinsmann here because that's about the worst thing that I could do is say that this guy is related to him and he's not, even though they have the same exact last name. Jonathan Klinsmann. So he's an American goalkeeper. He plays over in the Serie B. He has just broken his neck, so he will not be available for the World Cup should he end up being taken along. I know we have a 1 and 2 in place already, but he could have been the 3. And he plays for Cesena. And it looks like he suffered a broken neck this weekend. So that's a shame. But, our hearts and prayers go out to the Klinsmann family. We hope everything is A-okay there. I need to make sure. Yeah, Jurgen Klinsmann is his dad. Yeah, legend. German legend, scored a lot of goals for them. He's in their definitely in their top 10 for national team goals. Might even be in their top 6, but managed as well. Managed U.S.
In
men's
the
national
MLS,
team as well.
did he play in the MLS too, or
Did he play it? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he played in the MLS.
could be? I'm not entirely sure, but I remember like you said, he did coach at one point.
Yeah, old MLS history is there's really not much there. It's difficult to pick things of substance out of there. I know stuff from like the Union from my childhood, but none of that really
I think like
relates.
I think the first major athlete that came to the MLS may have been Ruud Gullit when he left Chelsea to go to the Galaxy. Maybe that's what I recall, or maybe like a Lothar Matthäus when he joined Chicago Fire.
So people were doing it before Beckham?
Oh yeah. Because
I didn't even realize that.
I'm pretty
Wow.
sure also former Ballon d'Or winner Hristo Stoichkov also played for Chicago Fire as well.
Hristo Stoichkov. Yeah, he is Hungarian.
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian.
Led him to the 94 World Cup semifinals.
Who am I thinking of? Left-footed Ferenc Puskás.
Oh, Ferenc
Left-footed
Puskás,
striker, banger. Yeah, he's Hungarian. Hristo Stoichkov, Bulgarian. Many fun names in soccer. We're going to go on a short break here on 98.5 WNUW. You're listening to the Kickoff. Coming up next, we got UCL. We got the Champions League. We've combed through some major leagues, but this is the one where if you finish top 3, top 4, top 5 domestically, you get to move on and play against the best teams in the world. Luigi and I have some more updates for you after this. Heavens on Fire by the radio department. You ever heard of the radio department, Luigi?
Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's my man right there. He understands music. He understands the music. And everybody does here at 98.5 WNUW. The time's 3:50 of a Monday. You're listening to the Kickoff, and we're moving into the Champions League segment. A lot has happened. Luigi, our predictions were correct, incorrect. For the most part, I would say spot on.
I think we got 4 for 4 because we had I said Atletico Madrid would qualify.
Yep.
They're qualifying. PSG was probably the easiest game.
Yep.
Arsenal qualified, and I'm pretty sure we had them qualifying. Not as easy as it seemed, but they still qualified, and then Bayern Munich qualified, which, again, Real Madrid
I'm
kept it
surprised,
interesting.
dude. I thought Real Madrid. I thought the Real Madrid was going to somehow, some way come away with that win. But look, we'll start right there. Bayern beats Real Madrid 4-3, beats them 6-4 in aggregate. And that second leg, goals coming from Pavlovic, Kane, and Diaz and Olise. And then on the other side, Goulet had 2, Mbappe had 1. Camavinga with a red, though. That's the big story here. The Real Madrid team kind of lost their sense of character after that happened. The guy comes on and immediately is shown 2 yellows, and off he goes.
Yeah.
So extremely unfortunate. Mbappe will probably sell him as soon as possible because that's what he does. Mbappe rules the clubs that he goes to, and he makes decisions. Bayern, though, moving on, Luigi.
Yeah, this may have been one of the greatest knockout games I ever watched. Like, Manuel Neuer he was like the man of the match the last game, and he, within 30 seconds, gifted Arda Güler like that kind of goal.
Ridiculous.
Which, again, I got to give credit to Arda Güler. It's not a super easy shot to make because, like, the
first
technique,
time as well.
First time, and the technique on it, put the game into motion. Then the corner kick. It was a very back-and-forth game. Like, outside of the goals, it was like, Bayern had chances, Real had chances. Like, then they had the corner kick, like 5 minutes after they first scored. And then another beautiful goal by Arda Güler off a free kick, which I think Neuer could have done a little better on, knowing that, like, he had his hand behind it and he was, like, already halfway in the goal. But then, like we were mentioning earlier, Harry Kane, like, finally showing up in these big matches, got a goal. Then, the dictator himself got on the score sheet. And after that, it was a fairly balanced game. And I generally thought Real had more chances because there was that one chance they had when Alexander-Arnold crossed it in and Mbappe, like, on the first time off the wing, hit it. And then, like, Neuer made that, like, punch save. But then, like you said...
it was like a like a swing almost.
Yeah, and then you had mentioned the Camavinga red card, which, it's debatable. But the thing is, like, he was wasting time because he wasn't going to get a yellow for the foul because, again, the foul's just really soft. But it's like you can't just run away with the ball and, like, then, like, kind of throw it away. And, I think the day after, 2 days after, I heard, like, notifications that he was going to, like, leave at the end of the season. And then after that, Bayern profited off of that because they're at 11v10. Luis Diaz, probably a player Liverpool should have kept instead of selling because, with the likes of Gakpo and Wirtz not doing much. Came up clutch, scored a goal, and then Olise had a very quiet game in comparison to the first leg. Scored the banger at the end, and yeah.
Yep, we had Olise putting the nail in the coffin. Banger is an understatement. That was a beautiful goal.
Top bins might.
Yeah, that was Mohamed Salah-esque in his prime. Just one touch real quick and then quick curler to that far post. We move to Atletico Madrid. They lost 2-1 in the game, but they beat them 3-2 on aggregate. Barcelona also picking up a red card. This time it was Eric Garcia. Pretty clear, pretty straightforward. But your takeaways from this Atletico Madrid-Barcelona game is, I got to say it. I think the better team did win the series. I think Atletico Madrid kept their head. They played their tactics, and Simeone's celebration at the end said it all. But what do you think about this matchup here?
Well, first comment is I don't know how Clement Lenglet still plays as a starter in the year 2026.
He was terrible in both legs.
Like, the first goal Barca had was gifted by Lenglet playing it straight to Ferran Torres, and then Lamine Yamal puts it in 1-0. The comeback's already on. And we had discussed that, he had changed his profile picture to LeBron James with the 3-1 comeback. Hey, listen, he backed up his part. His teammates maybe not so much. But then, they were attacking. Atletico Madrid was kind of just holding back, trying to, like, not give up anything. And then after Ferran, with his bad finishing, actually took a good chance, and the game was tied 2-2 on aggregate. But then Barcelona and Hansi Flick's system came to bite them.
Yeah.
That high line is suicide. It's just so bad.
It is.
Like, I don't get why they play that high line because they're not only they play everyone on side, that goal is, if you're not playing a high line, like, you're not giving up that goal.
We were talking about Villa earlier, too. Sometimes they play a pretty high line, and it catches them out. It caught them out twice in that Sunderland game. Yes. Go ahead.
And, on the wing, they had Llorente, and Llorente crossed it to Adamo Lookman, who Loki may be signing of the season in Spain for, like, just his half season that he was there.
He's been very good. Yeah.
He's been very good. And then the second half, Barcelona still was getting attempts. They even had scored a third, but then it was ruled off for offside.
Yeah.
Then, they were still attacking. Atletico had a couple chances. What's his name? Garcia made a couple saves. They also missed, they missed some chances where the shots went wide.
Joan Garcia, yeah.
And then towards the end, they picked up another red, which was a bit debatable because Koundé was slowly approaching, but, I kind of agree with the call that it was, a red card.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, kind of Barca just threw all their apples at it. And they even brought on Araujo, who towards the end missed a sitter, him in the net. But I saw that they had
header,
this
right?
Wide open. Yeah. And I noticed that they even had this guy, Rooney Balargi, I think his name is. They should have brought him on earlier because for the 5 minutes that he played, he changed the game. Like, he put in a couple interesting crosses, had a couple good dribbles there. Like, I think he should probably get more minutes, but...
Who's this guy?
Rooney Balargi. He's the right wing for Barca. He's number 26. He played for Copenhagen last year and some years prior. He's only 20 years old. He's like maybe like 3 months.
I can't even find him. Can I get some spelling on that?
Roony, and then like if you just type in the letter B, he should pop up.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Oh yeah, Balargi. Yeah, place of birth, Kuwait. Now that is interesting, bro. Now that is interesting. Is there? I don't know if the Kuwaiti is there a Kuwaiti national team? I don't even know.
I don't think, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I don't think he represents. I think he represents like Sweden or something. Yeah, he's a Swede international. He probably has like heritage from there.
Yeah, no, that was just yeah. That's probably what. Yeah, I mean, well, it says he's born there, but I mean that's just very interesting. Yeah, okay, yeah, unexpected. Usually we don't see that nationality on the big stage. It's always fun when you find a footballer like Aubameyang with Gabon.
Gabon.
It's
Yeah.
always fun when you find a footballer with a nationality that previously
Isn't
you're
familiar
like,
with anyone.
yeah, you're like, whoa, like I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that that country was over there. That was where it was located. That's what the flag looks like. So that happens all the time in soccer. It's the world's game. It's the world's game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you're saying they should have brought him on sooner. I'll be keeping an eye on this guy in FIFA, bro. He might have like a juiced card next year or something.
Yeah, no, like I one time signed him on like career mode. Pretty good.
Good
Like,
player. Yeah. We move from that series to another. It's just not as interesting, is it? PSG, they beat Liverpool 2-0 at home. They go to Anfield. They beat them 2-0 there. Liverpool had their chances, but I got to be honest, man. Even though twice the shots, more possession, couple more corners, 6 more. All those chances for Van Dijk in the air, man. I never really felt confident that Liverpool were going to get their way, back into that game, back into that series. What do you think of PSG? Who's better right now, Bayern or PSG? Because both of these teams are firing on all cylinders.
Man, you can't ask me a question like that.
Yeah, bro. No, yeah. What do you think of this series with them dismantling Liverpool?
Okay, this series here, like I said, I had kind of just said PSG would walk the floor with Liverpool.
You were right.
And,
yeah.
Granted, because they didn't even have many chances and they scored twice with the Dembele brace, who again, like they're all like
Clinical.
They're a compact team. They know what they're doing, like from the defense to the midfield to the attack. Everyone knows their role. They know, and they do it they do it the best that they do it. There's not just one focal point. There's many focal points. Like, I saw Nuno Mendes got injured. I don't know how long the injury is going to be. And, Lucas Hernandez might be starting, which, is a bit of very big downgrade.
Yeah.
Because if that has to guard Olise, then I might have to swing towards Bayern. But
yeah, he's
I also saw
playing...
Vitinha I think I just saw too. Vitinha also got injured, so.
Yeah, he's been in the gym, it says. It says he's been in the gym working on it. Didn't play yesterday in the loss to Lyon. They lost to Lyon. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeet reference. They lost to Lyon 2-1 at home. Endrick scored, actually.
A brace. Was it a brace?
No. Oh, no. It was him and Alfonso Moreira.
Oh, I thought he scored a brace.
No.
Oh, my bad.
But too little too late from Kavica Kvaratskhelia in that one yesterday. To go back to Nuno Mendes, though. They're all playing well. They've all been healthy. Except for this guy right here, man. Still in the gym. Didn't play against Lyon. Looking for a further timetable. I'm not getting one. So he's managing his recovery. The Champions League semi is on the horizon. And club will continue to put out updates.
Yeah, no. It's just like going back to what I was saying. Like their wing backs know how to attack. Like the midfielders know how to track back. Like, I think just PSG's a complete team. And Liverpool over the last year have been quite the opposite of compact and, quite all over the place, to say the least.
In that other series, not as good, not as
entertaining.
I'll say. As we wrap up the Champions League bit here on 98.5 WNUW LP Aston, we move to Arsenal Sporting. The league bottlers, hopefully, played Sporting, and a very fitting 0-0 game in the second leg. What'd you think of that?
Not gonna lie, Arsenal to some degree were quite lucky that they walked away with this.
I know,
because Sport not just because towards the end they had that one chance where it just was like a whisker off from the bottom right corner, and it went a little wide. But Arsenal literally were just defending this game. If you told me to tell you an Arsenal attack, I wouldn't be able to. Besides maybe a corner kick. Sporting had their chances, they were just. They hit the post in the first half with their right winger. I forget his name. It was Katamo? Yeah, Jenny Katamo.
Yeah, the 10. Yeah, they subbed him off eventually.
Yeah, which was perplexing because he was having a really good game.
Decent game, yeah.
He was having quite a good game.
Yeah.
Again, Sporting, this was to me a very boring series. As you could tell from the first leg, how it finished, where it was that 0-1 with Havertz scoring. The 93rd minute. Basically, it was just a carbon copy without the goal, and it almost happened, but really didn't. So, Yeah, that's all I have to analyze with the Arsenal game.
Yeah, I'm not an Arsenal guy. You know that. I've made that pretty clear. I'm not happy when they win games. So I don't let it ruin my day, but I kind of see it, makes me remember about Chelsea, what's going on with them, and then I'm back to earth. I'm back to normal again. Seeing them tie Sporting, I really was rooting for Sporting, just like most of the other people in the soccer world. Nobody wants to see these Arsenal fans get a Champions League, bro. That's the last thing that they need. They are already just obnoxious. But, hey, look, they're going to have to take on Atletico Madrid in the next round. Semis are almost here, folks. 1 week from tomorrow, Paris Saint-Germain play Bayern Munich in the first leg. That's going to be 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then the next day, Wednesday, 1 week from 2 days from now, Arsenal will be playing Atletico Madrid in their first leg. That's 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, perfect. So we got the semis coming up. We got to round up some of the UCL from last round. We got to talk about the Premier League and those developing stories. Obviously, Bayern are the team to beat in the Bundesliga, and Harry Kane's making a case for his little Ballon d'Or run, or Elise, either or. In Serie A, we're not happy with Napoli. We're not happy with Napoli. We're not happy with Conte. We're also always keeping an eye on Como and the things that club is going through and they're doing. And Fiorentina is in a tight one right now against Lecce. Any updates on the goals there? As I'll look for the West Ham game before we get ready to round it off here.
0-1, still the same score. And then the Prem, 0-0 halftime between Palace and West Ham.
Same deal. So some boring footy going on right now, but that's not to say that it's always like that, right?
Yep.
It's always exciting. Whether these teams score or not, we love the game. Luigi, anything else you want to leave the folks with before we wrap up this rendition of the kickoff?
Yes. I'm changing it up.
He's changing
it up.
Okay.
Conte out.
Conte out. And for me, I'll say Bluco out, bro. Anybody associated with Bluco, any American that stepped in and took the reins from Roman Abramovich, I want you gone. Chelsea belongs in the hands of that Russian demon. He's the man. Demon, not in like a negative way, in a way of like, oh man, this guy, he was really about it. He really cared about the club. So that'll do it for us. The time is 4:06. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, folks. We're leaving you with the Smiths.